Did you know that the concept of a clown is much older than the circus? The earliest records of clown-like figures date back to ancient Egypt, around 2400 BCE, long before the familiar red nose and big shoes became popular. These early entertainers played important roles in societies around the world, evolving significantly over thousands of years to become the diverse figures we recognize today. The history of clowns begins in ancient civilizations, where individuals with a talent for making others laugh often held unique positions. In ancient Egypt, African pygmies known as dangas were kept in royal courts to entertain pharaohs and their families. They would wear leopard skins and masks, performing dances and imitating Egyptian gods. Similarly, ancient China, during the Zhou dynasty, 1046–256 BCE, also had clowns in its imperial court, with figures like Yuzi amusing emperors such as Qin Shi Huangti, who ordered the building of the Great Wall. In ancient Greece, comic entertainers were often bald and wore padded tunics to appear larger, performing in plays to poke fun at serious characters or even throw peanuts at the audience. The Romans also had various types of clowns. The Sanio were mimes known for their exaggerated facial expressions, often performing without masks. The Stupidus, from whom we get the word stupid, was a mimic fool often wearing a pointed hat and colorful clothing, mimicking more serious actors. These early Roman clowns would also engage in slapstick comedy, using physical gags and burlesque fights. During the European Middle Ages, the tradition of comic entertainers continued with court jesters and fools. These individuals were employed by nobles and kings to provide amusement with jokes, stories, music, and acrobatics. Jesters were unique because they often had a special freedom of speech, allowing them to offer advice or critique their masters through humor without fear of punishment. Some jesters were natural fools, who might have had physical or mental disabilities, while licensed fools were skilled performers trained in various arts. Their costumes were typically bright and colorful, often adorned with bells and eccentric hats. This era also saw the rise of fool societies in places like France, where amateurs in classic jester costumes would perform at festivals. The 16th century in Italy brought a significant development with the commedia dell'arte, a form of improvised theater featuring stock characters who wore specific masks and costumes. Among these were the Zanni, who were servant or clown figures, including characters like Arlecchino, Harlequin, and Piero, Pedrolino. Harlequin was a nimble trickster known for his acrobatics and a noisy slapstick prop, which is where the term slapstick comedy comes from. Piero, often depicted with a flower-whitened face, was usually the target of jokes and pranks, embodying a more melancholic or lovesick persona. These characters laid much of the groundwork for modern clowning. The modern circus clown, as we often imagine them today, began to take shape in the late 18th century. Philip Astley opened the first circus in London in 1768, initially focusing on equestrian acts. To keep the audience entertained between horse riding performances, Astley added a clown to his shows. This marked the beginning of the circus clown tradition. The father of modern clowning is widely considered to be Joseph Grimaldi, an English actor, comedian, and dancer who became hugely popular in the early 19th century. Grimaldi transformed the character of the clown in British pantomimes, making him the central figure. He introduced the iconic whiteface makeup, featuring a stark white base with red half-moons on the cheeks, a departure from the more rustic appearances of earlier clowns. Grimaldi was known for his extravagant, colorful costumes, physical comedy, tumbling, and funny catchphrases like, "Here we are again." His influence was so great that clowns are still sometimes affectionately called Joeys in his honor. Following Grimaldi, different types of clowns emerged, each with distinct makeup and performance styles. The whiteface clown is the oldest archetype, characterized by a full white face and neck, with features painted in red or black. They are often seen as sophisticated and are typically the leaders in a group of clowns. The Auguste clown, developed around the 1860s, uses a flesh-toned base, pink, red, or tan, with white around the eyes and mouth, and exaggerated red or black features. Auguste clowns are usually the clumsy, anarchic foils to the more refined whiteface clowns. Another important category is the character clown, who portrays a specific person or occupation, like a baker, a doctor, a policeman, or a hobo. The hobo, or tramp, clown became especially popular in North America, often depicting a downtrodden but sometimes optimistic character, influenced by historical events like the Great Depression. These clowns often have smudged faces and tattered clothing. In modern times, clowning has continued to evolve and diversify. Beyond traditional circuses, clowns appear in film, television, and even therapeutic settings, such as caring clowns, who visit hospitals to bring joy to the sick. The art form constantly adapts, blending traditional elements with contemporary styles to engage diverse audiences around the world. From ancient courts to grand circuses and modern stages, the history of clowns is a rich tapestry of humor, satire, and performance that continues to make people laugh and think.